Come on now. Y'all already know what this is. First things first. God did this. Don't get mad with us. Come on now. This is another edition of Nighttime, and you know that it's the right time. I'm your humble host, your man, your myth, your legend, Eric Knight. We got my man BJ in the building, and we got my
Yo.
man from the Heels for Life podcast. Come on, y'all already. If you don't know from the cookouts on TikTok, this is my guy right here, my man Chris Dillsworth, man. I'm just happy that y'all are here, man. Especially you, Chris. I'm happy. I'm happy.
Let me just clear one thing up real quick. It's an honor to be here. First of all, there's no deals. There's no S in Dilworth, right? I do
Yeah,
not know why humans always get that mixed up, right? It's Dilworth. Dilworth.
Dilworth.
That's D as in dog, I as in ice, L as in Larry, W as in weather, O as in over, R as in Randy, T as in Tom, H as in house. Thank you so much.
I love it.
No, thank you so much. It's cool being here.
Nah, man. Thank you, man. Thank you. Man, look, I ain't gonna lie, man. Look, we was talking about a lot of this last night on the cookout. We talked about a lot of this today.
Mm.
I ain't gonna lie, man. This has been an incredible, I mean, it's been incredible, what, year and a half for Dynamite,
Mhm.
maybe 2 years. Man, let's go ahead and let's just get started and let's just really talk about that AEW Dynamite. Man, I say this all the time, man. I every time watching Dynamite, it's a smile on my face, man. I love it, man. What AEW is doing right now, it's just monumental, man. Before we get to the first match, I love how AEW started the show. You know, they kind of got everybody talking. It started off with Willow. But the one that we all need to pay attention to, because we're gonna talk about this around towards the end, that man Swerve. Swerve kept
Mm.
saying, I need this. I
Mhm.
need this. I said, Swerve, you a diabolical. So we didn't even know what he meant by that. We're gonna talk
Mm.
about that in a minute. Let's talk about this first match, man. Come on. You see what it was, man. That man, John Moxley, okay? Moxley beating Mark Davis. Come on, man. Y'all know how this was. Starting off with a banger. And I love the fact how John Moxley coming out, literally was coming out at the same time. And then you seen how Renee was talking about this, man. I love the fact how, we see Renee every time, always kind of supporting her husband, man. I'd be like, look at Renee, man. That's a real power couple to me. You know what I'm saying? Shorty doing her thing, talking on the mic, and Mox doing his thing, killing it in the ring. Man, look, I ain't gonna lie, this was the first banger that I think starting off was crazy. Again, seeing how much of the story that has progressed with the Don Callis family and the Death Riders, man. If y'all want to keep talking about ain't no story, the story is still progressing. And we're gonna talk about some more that happened with that first. But honestly, let's talk about this match first. BJ, what's your thoughts, man? What you think?
Man, listen. Now this match, it was for me when I saw the side reporter energy from Renee and her just giving out the reports on John Moxley and everything. I was like, oh, it feels like a sports feel when I heard her side reporting and then Mox doing his entrance and Mark Davis coming out. This match was a battle of the behemoths. Just elbows and power moves and everything. So I really enjoyed this match. It was a 9 out of 10 for me. This match was a very, very, very good opener.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Look, again, honestly, I keep saying this, man. The work that John Moxley, and honestly, John, you're a sick man. Biting Mark Davis's hand with all the blood? You heard what that crowd was saying. You sick. I ain't gonna say the rest. Chris, what's your thoughts, man? What you think?
I'm sorry, comment section, no, but unfortunately, my fat butt was like literally in the kitchen. making Chef Boyardee and shit. Oh, excuse me. Chef. Sorry. I was making listen. I was in between, in the kitchen and watching, the match. But from what I seen, this was hard hitting. It was diabolical. And you said who was the dude again that John Moxley was fighting again?
Mark Davis. Mark
Mark Davis.
Davis.
I've seen him once or twice on
Mhm.
Dynamite. I think the dude is I think dude is he's a brawler. I mean, there's really nothing to like really say. Um this match could have went either way, and especially in John Moxley matches, usually he has it in the bag, but against this dude, man, the match was very entertaining. I would say that, but like once again, I was in and out, so I can't really give you my full take about this match, but still entertaining regardless.
Yeah, man.
And I just
Yeah,
want to like
look.
further add, that Mox is proven over and over again that he's the ace of AEW in terms of how he presents the leadership role and how just, he's showing that leadership is not just what you say, it's what you do. And, that's why I really am enjoying the reign he's kind of getting where he's being able to show I can work with this type of wrestler. I can work with an Ace Austin. I can work with a Shelton Benjamin, different types of wrestlers who you other times would not have seen, and he's giving them the opportunities to wrestle him.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Hey, shout out to my man Zach, always giving us the national holidays, National Chocolate Mint Day. Crazy. I don't even know, man. I'm about to get me a box of Thin Mints from the Girl Scout cookies at this point, bro. Appreciate it as always, Zach. Appreciate you giving us that. But man, come on, we gotta keep talking about the rest of it. Look, this right here, you thought was my swag. I ain't talking about Soldier Boy. Now look, this right here was fire right here. You seen what happened? FTR out there with Big Stoke. Okay, Big Stoke talking that stuff, talking about the Young Bucks, all this, that, and the third. And the funny thing was, man, you talk about my Bucks, you about to get that super kick party. Now, Big Stoke still talking this stuff, not even realizing what's going on. And okay, to the point to where he thought to himself, nah, something ain't right. Bucks start looking at Big Stoke, see what happened. Big Stoke trying to say, look, we ain't gotta do this. We ain't gotta do nothing like this. Yeah, right. Bucks wasn't hearing that. Super kick party, right to Big Stoke, right to the face, to the point to where the Young Bucks have now said that it's going to be them and FTR at Revolution, man. I can't wait for this. Look, I've been saying this when it comes to the Bucks. The Bucks are the best tag team of all time. I don't think there's
Mhm.
anybody touching these guys. I think these are the most crisp, clean guys. Anytime these guys are in the ring, you know it's going to be an automatic classic, a banger,
Mhm.
just a
Mhm.
banger, banger, banger. And I can't wait for this. But the story, and again, y'all talk about AEW ain't got no storylines. If we really went back to when FTR first came to AEW, who's one of the first tag teams they beefed with? The Young Bucks. So
Mhm.
again, this is again the layers of what AEW's been doing. We was talking about this before. You see how they're taking it back to even the first few days, like from day one, and we're seeing how this is progressing. I mean, again, I love this. And do I think the Bucks might win this? You're damn right. I think so. I can guarantee. I can tell you right now. I know for a fact the Bucks about to take those titles. Now, if FTR still has them, I ain't gonna be mad because I love the work they doing with them, with them and Big Stoke. I love the work that especially Big Stoke. You know how he is. He's bald. He's short. He don't get no hoes. But for sure, he can guarantee that FTR gonna keep those titles. So we're gonna see what happens with that. Chris, what's your thoughts, man?
Okay.
What you think?
About the whole thing between FTR and Young
And the
Bucks.
Young Bucks, man. Yeah, man.
I mean, are we at I don't know in this saga part three? I don't
Yeah,
know like
I
where we
believe
at.
so.
Okay, so the saga between these two and like, can we honestly say that FTR are day ones?
Hmm.
Can we honestly say that? I mean,
mean,
either way, I'm here for it.
yeah,
Right? I'm here for it.
because they came out in
Um,
2020, so yeah, I think
so
around so, yeah.
we're considered day ones. And the one thing that I like about wrestlers, whether you black, white, or Hispanic or whatever, it's like when you want to control your own destiny, or if you want to be legends in another company, it's like sometimes you have to bet on yourself. And that's what I like about FTR. That's what I like about Swerve. That's what I like about Tony Storm. And right now, they are the biggest stars in the company right now. But FTR, I'm proud of them because they just said, we're not going to deal with this crap over here in the other company, right? I'm not going to even say their name because they don't even need the airtime.
Nah.
I just really feel that I think they're going to take it to another level, I believe. Um, I know when you see them over and over again, you kind of get bored. But once again, if you are a true wrestling fan, no tea, no shade. But if you are a true wrestling fan, then you won't have to worry about like how many times you're seeing a classic like this. FTR versus the Young Bucks, it's like fucking. Excuse me, it's awesome. I'm sorry. I gotta use. I gotta understand. I'm a pastor. I gotta be a pastor today. So all they can't do it. But I'm interested to see how this is going to work out at Revolution. But Stokely is hilarious. Like I love Stokely. I love him.
Yeah, man. He does like phenomenal work. I don't think he gets enough credit for how good he is on the mic as a manager. I think between him and my man Don Callis, I think top best ones right now, man, for sure. For sure.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
BJ, what's your thoughts, man? What you think?
Well, what I thought about the segment was that it set up perfectly on the next sequence of matches. Well, match rather between um the Bucks and FTR. If FTR is on your Mount Rushmore, do we really trust your knowledge of wrestling? No, we don't. So having two Mount Rushmore qualifying tag teams on your roster, like the Bucks and FTR, it's going to be a great match. And although I'm their only resident Briscoe lover around here, I will always have a sense of respect for the Bucks and what they did for wrestling and FTR as well because I'm a huge FTR fan as well. So seeing my guy Big Stoke getting super kicked kind of punched me in the heart a little bit. However, I knew that this was going to set up one of the best matches I'm hoping of that card on Revolution.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, again, like I said, man, the Young Bucks give instant classics. Like, honestly, even if you went down their whole catalog, there is not one bad match these men have ever had. There's not a botch, there's not a slip up, not a mess up. I've watched these men personally live, and I still ain't seen a mess up. I said, man, these guys are just the best, man. I don't know, man. They just one of them ones, the real ones.
Hmm.
Okay, I ain't throwing no ones up for you dummies. Yeah, but let's go ahead and talk about this next match, man, because I thought this was incredible. You see what's going on. We had the fatal four-way match, okay? We had Willow Nightingale defending her title in the fatal four-way match. Come on, man, against Mina Shirakawa. The mega sis herself, Megan Bain, and the problem, my girl, come on, Marina Shafir. This was an ultimate classic. And you see what was going on. Marina and Megan Bain just kind of taking turns, pause on Willow. I mean, they was going crazy. I mean, you see what was going on. I said, man, well, how many times you going to just let them abuse you like this? This is
Mm.
insane. But the best thing about it, Willow getting the rolling pin on Mina Shirakawa. And honestly, with Willow still having both those titles. Man, I love this. I love to see this, man. This again was one of those great things to see. Again, women's wrestling. Now, again, we was talking about this on the cookout today, and I've said this before.
Hmm.
Well, me and BJ before on here. I've said this plenty of times, and I will stand by this. And I ain't talking Denzel Washington. When it comes to the AEW women's division, they have the best women's division, period, right now. Again, the story that's going on with the character development that's going on with every one of them. Okay, we could talk about the tag team division that's been going crazy right now. We could talk about what's going on even with the AEW women's title situation. We've seen how Tekla took that title from Chris Statlander. Okay. Honestly, though, man, like I love the fact that even the mid card for the women is even that strong. Like you like this is again, Tony. I call you a chef. You up there. You a chef, man, because you stay cooking. Honestly, the way that they are utilizing all the women in this division, whether it's the tag team, the mid card, or the main card for the title, they are killing this right now. Yeah, I would have never thought, when you're seeing somebody like a Marina Shafir going for the TBS title, somebody like Megan Bain. First of all, those women put on a classic. Again, like y'all keep saying all this BS. I'm not hearing it. I'm not. I'm not. Because every time we turn around, we look at what these women are doing right now. It's magic. We talked about the blood and guts match. We've seen how much they was going crazy with that, and how many storylines that we see progress and move further in with that. Mind you, since we want to talk about the blood and guts real quick, this match still stems from that. Four of these women were in the blood and guts match. And you've seen how Marina and Megan Bain literally started teaming up against Willow Nightingale. Why is that? Because that stems from the women's tournament, the tag team tournament that was going on. Again, like y'all keep saying all this other, there's no. Come on, stop playing these games. Y'all just talking nonsense. But again, this was a banger. I loved how this was. And again, my girl Willow, Long Island's own. We keeping these titles to LI for a long time, and I love it. I love it. Chris, what's your thoughts, man? What you think?
I'm sorry, but this was another match I was cooking. I was in
Damn
it.
it, Chris.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, a fat man like me, I need to eat. I'm sorry. But from what I seen, the match was Shafir needs to be world champion this year. She do. If and like I said, Tekla, I love her. I said to her that she was the baddest bee currently in sports entertainment no
Pro
professional
wrestling. Come on
wrestling
now.
today.
You know it, Chris.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm here for it. Now, here's the thing. I have a little theory about Willow. Willow
Okay.
might be very she's a formidable TBS champion, right? But she's wearing herself out. And like I told Enforcer last night when we was watching AEW Dynamite, this reminds me almost like the Batman Nightfall storyline, right? Batman was wearing himself out because he needed to defend Gotham City against Bane, right? But he was like literally in Mortal Kombat because it's like every hour on the hour, every day, he just kept wearing himself out against every opponent, every new opponent, every old opponent. It was like he was just wearing himself out. And I see Willow going down this same path because, like I said, she said she wanted to be a fighting champion, but like once again, when you're traveling around the world and you coming back to the U.S., listen, jet lag is a thing. And yeah, you gotta. It's going to take its toll on you, and I think that we're going to be seeing that in Willow. The question is like, what woman is going to beat her for that title?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest question for me. Now that you said that, Chris, who would be the woman to beat Willow? I don't know, man. Look, I
think Megan Bain should beat her.
Yes, I would 100% agree with that. Yes, yes. And I think because I think she'd be the perfect person because I feel like she has so much momentum. And again, I think even with her and Penelope Ford is great. And we've seen, oh man, what's my girl that popped up on Saturday night? That came through. I can't even think of her name right now. But even with that whole thing, like, man, I really think Megan Bain has a lot. It's unspoken aura. Again, I love her music, even when she comes out. Da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na, the little violins. Ah, I'm like, yeah, come on, Megan, do your
It gives
thing.
you Xena the warrior princess vibes,
Yeah,
and I'm here for
yeah,
it. I'm here
yeah.
for it.
I love it,
Hmm.
man. I think she's doing great work, man. She really is. BJ,
Yes.
what's your thoughts, man? What you think?
Well, this fatal four way was very good. I was not with the four competitors that were in this match. I was like, okay, this match is going to be good. But then when I got the chance to sit down and actually watch, I was like, this is great. This was a great match. Um, Now Willow's progression as a champion, I'm liking how they're mixing up the tag title defenses and the TBS title defenses because they're giving Willow a chance to kind of be able to split up herself and say, you know what, I'm gonna be a fighting TBS champion. I'm also gonna be a fighting tag team champion as well. So this match was a great match. I really did love the spine busters that Willow was doing to everybody going towards the end of the match, um, and then obviously, her getting the win put a smile on my face because anytime Willow is on my screen, it's always gonna be that positive energy and that just I don't know how you can watch Willow and not be happy towards the end of the segment or the match that you might be watching. So um I really do enjoy Willow's work. I do think that she will hold that title for a good little minute. But just like my brother Chris, I'm going to say also that Megan Bain will probably dethrone her at some point. Either her and before going, they don't have to throw the tag titles, or you're going to see Megan Bain as a singles competitor. They're throwing her for the TBS title.
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy to really think about it. I feel like since they did lose that tag team opportunity, I really do. Damn, Chris, you really put this in my head now, man. I can see Megan Bain winning it now at this point
Hmm.
because
Mm,
I think who's really gonna take the tag team titles off of them? Sisters of Sin, bro. I feel like they gonna be the ones to take the tag team titles from them. Sooner or later, man. I
mm,
don't know, man. They're another group. I feel like they're gonna like that triangle of madness. I feel like they're gonna be draped in gold, man. I really
mm.
think so, and
I
I
also
I'm
really
think,
all
feel that
for it.
Mega. I
mm,
really feel that Mega Bangs is. No, I feel um um that Mega Bane is going to be the ultimate villain for for Willow. I just really feel that way. Like
yeah,
it's just like because she said this is not over. Even after the match, like she said, no,
Yeah.
this is not over. So that's why it's like saying like she gonna be waiting in the wings, and she's gonna
mm,
wait until Willow is vulnerable, and she's gonna attack her again. And when she attack her, she gonna be at her weakest. Now I don't know if this is a month from now. It's gonna be a couple weeks from now, days from now. I mean, I don't know, but that is something that we need to watch.
Yeah.
and notice how she didn't pin on Megan Bain, she pinned Mina Shirakawa.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
that brings in a storyline where she can say, "You never pinned me."
Mm-hmm.
So and also, um, we never know what may happen between now and Revolution. So anything can happen, literally anything.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, it might be a revolution. Like,
Yeah.
granted, we are a few weeks away from that, so about a month away. So that could be a huge possibility, man. I would not be mad about that. Again, this is the Megasis.
Yeah.
Orlando asked the question. He said, "What is your dream match?" Now, Orlando, I ain't gonna cap, man. We talking about dream matches. Do you mean for the men, for the women? What do you mean, Orlando? Hurry up. Come on, comment up. I know you. If you said a comment first, hurry it up. We need to see what you mean
Yeah.
by that, Orlando. Let me know. And when you get an answer, we're gonna get back to you, bro. But let's talk about this. Oh man, let's talk about this. I love every single second of this. You had the face off. with MJF.
This was fire.
Fire. Fire. Okay. Adam Heyman Page having a face off with MJF. Now MJF started off telling Adam Heyman Page how much he hates Adam Heyman Page. He said, "I hate the way you walk. I hate the way you talk." I said, "Who's this? Who's this? MJF or Kendrick?" I thought this was pretty much like, I was like, "Yo, MJF must have listened to Euphoria before he did this, because my man was he was hot." And the real thing was, he said, "I hate the fact that you act like you're this white and shining armor." I said, "Oh boy, I like this." But Adam Heyman Page said to MJF, "Me and you are kind of almost the same." I said, "Wait a minute, hold on now. What you mean by that? What you talking about?" I love all of this. Now, now MJF said, "Let's say if you win this for a third time, let's see how long this lasts. Will this be something that's the same, or will you fumble like you did every other time?" Then Adam Heyman Page said to MJF, "If I do not win this match, I will never, ever compete for the AEW World's title until the day I die." I said, "Adam, you gotta chill, bro. I mean, if you retire, at that point, it's done. You ain't got to do it till you die." But what I thought was interesting, MJF loved the idea. He said, "Look, we're going to have a regular match. We're going to do a regular professional match." Adam Heyman Page said, "Nah, bro. We're going to do a Texas death match." Now, I ain't going to lie, bro. I ain't going to lie. Now, look, I will say this. When it comes to Adam Heyman Page, I don't think he's really lost a Texas death match. Now, I could be wrong, but like the last one he done had, we seen the magic. Chris, you know more than anybody because you've seen it firsthand in person. Of course, even with Mid-South, crying. Everybody, there was a lot of people that was crying in that crowd when he won that title back from Jon Moxley. I mean, again, I've said this plenty of times, when it comes to MJF, period, any rivalry that he has had, it is gold, man. But this specific story is so good, man. It's so good. And there's a lot of layers to this. MJF and Adam Heyman Page been beefing for years, even when they have times when they don't even meet up. But it's like when they come back to it, that magic is still there. Look, I love the fact that he calls Adam Heyman Page Hangy, calls him Seabiscuit. I mean, I love the nicknames he gives him every time, bro. I'm telling you, this is gonna be another story that's so many layers. Yeah, Seabiscuit is wild.
Wow.
It's wild,
and I had
bro.
to figure out which one was he? Well, who is he talking? Oh, you're talking about Chris Benoit. Oh, okay. Savage, diabolical, disrespectful. Yes, wow. Call him Seabiscuit. Wow.
Calling him Seabiscuit, man. I'm telling you, man. But this is a great story, man, and I can't wait. I'm kind of nervous in a few ways. I'm nervous to see if Adam Heyman Page does beat MJF. I don't know, but at the same time, it's like, anytime MJF has had a title reign, it's usually pretty long. Like, he has a pretty lengthy one. Granted, even though that when he had the international title, and then it became the American title, he did only have that one for like a month and a half or so when he was facing Will Ospreay. And that might have been his only time he ever really had a short title reign. But, man, I mean, come on. I mean, we're talking about MJF, man. How many classics has this man put on as well? Also, another person that's about to be 30. And, Chris, I remember you said this earlier when we was talking about it, that, anytime when it comes to MJF's birthday, something bad always happens. So, Chris, what are your thoughts, man? What you think about this whole thing?
So, like what you said, plenty of layers. There are so many layers with this storytelling, and this is where you I guess you fans, I guess, or whatever. This is where you need to listen up, because this is where storytelling. This is the cinema that you guys know and love, right? So here's the scenarios. The scenarios is simply this. is that Heyman Page could turn heel. And we'll get into that later on in the show, and I'm gonna tell you why. Um, MJF could be he could be victorious. However, a lot of people don't understand that AEW leaves a lot of breadcrumbs, a lot of Easter eggs, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's one one faction we have not talked about, and that is the Hurt Syndicate.
Come on
The
now.
Hurt Business. We have not talked about them in a while. Remember that little interaction that they had with MJF? They said that if you ever have that championship, which is the AEW World Championship, if you have that champion, you better hope you do not get that championship.
Mm-hmm.
You know, MJF's birthday is coming around, and it's on Revolution. Every time he has a birthday, bad stuff happened to MJF. So that's why it is really, really important for people to see that pay-per-view, especially if you're following AEW. Because once again, like Eric said, there's a lot of possibilities with this match. It could be a double disqualification depending on what the stipulation is. However, the only downside that I have is that they can't keep playing the same gimmicks over and over and over again. We just got done seeing a Texas death match. We've seen that in Texas. We've seen it in other cities that's not in Texas, right? You know, so
Yeah.
so it's like, you know, I mean, you can't have a strap match because the women just had a strap match. I mean, what they could do is they could do something diabolical. I mean, they could have like maybe a remix of the Hell in the Cell. Because the one thing that I will say is that these two have been beefing for a very long time and they need to squash it. But if there's something else that's going on, they can put this illusion that they're going to end the feud, but there's something else that's in the that's in the mess as well. The people that I just told you, not only the Hurt Syndicate, but also look for Keith Lee as well, which we'll talk about that later in the show.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Hey, Chris, you're cooking. You're cooking. I got to get you a chef's hat because you're cooking right now. This is going crazy.
Man, this is how my brain thinks, man. Like, it's like, I'm a troubleshooter at my job, and like I think of different like scenarios of like troubleshooting and shit. And that's how I apply to my wrestling as well. Like, I'm always thinking about different scenarios, and it may work out, it may not work out, but that's the fun part of wrestling.
Yeah, man. That's the fun part of wrestling. Thank you. The mystery and what we could think, the possibilities. That's what it's all about. I shouldn't be able to literally
Possibilities are
predict.
endless.
Thank you. Yes. I shouldn't be able to literally predict and see it happen. That's the magic of pro wrestling. That's the magic of what AEW's been doing. BJ, what's your thoughts, man? What you think?
Okay. So this promo segment was just fantastic. Now, I was enamored with what I was like, okay, when they were doing the countdown, I said, okay, what is MJF gonna say? And when I was reminded of how gold MJF is on the mic, I just want to read a quote to the audience of what MJF said to Hangman. And this is a direct quote. "You're a good shot, but you're all out of bullets." And that's what Hangman said. And that's what MJF said to Hangman in reference to just how historically Hangman has had all the opportunities in the world, and he continuously has shown that, I really can't do this at the top at this high level in MJF's mind. In MJF's mind, he's like, you've been to the top twice and you failed twice. So to see this great back and forth between these two men who are greatly respected, it was just fantastic to see it. And then for Heyman to put up that stipulation, admittedly, I was a little bit frustrated by that. I was like, hey man, I don't know if you want to put that type of stipulation on yourself because you're gonna want the AEW title again. However, I do think that they can use that in a story device for Heyman at some point with that whole stipulation. And I'm honestly hoping that they do a different stipulation as well. I would maybe think that they maybe would do like a Iron Man match or some other sorts of stipulation that has not been seen by the audience in a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be okay with an Iron Man match. I mean, honestly, we know MJF can do it. I've seen that man
Yes.
live with Will
Mm.
Ospreay in a 59 and 57-minute match, man.
My,
I loved it, man. To see
yeah.
that live, I said, nah, bro. Different, different, different. And honestly, man, when it comes to MJF, bro, like he's had a lot of great extreme type matches. Like, and he's really shown like his versatility in that ring, man. This is why he says he's the complete total package of a pro wrestler. He's not capping when he says that. Like, he
Mhm.
means that. The only thing fake on him, of course, is
Yes.
my man's hair. I ain't gonna cap. But hey, that's a whole nother story for another day.
Yeah.
That's
And
hilarious.
my favorite MJF match is an Iron Man match with him and Brian Danielson. So for those of you guys who may not know, I'm a huge fan of just technical wrestling in general. So to see MJF go for literally an hour with Brian Danielson, one of the, to me, the greatest wrestler on planet Earth,
Yeah,
and to be able to do that match with him, it showed me, you know what, MJF really is like really is one of the best wrestling wrestlers in the world, if not the best.
yeah.
Mhm.
So Orlando finally gave us an answer. He said his dream match is Damian Priest, MJF, Karrion Cross, Pete Dunne, and Seth Rollins. I ain't gonna lie. If you ask me who's gonna win that, I'm just gonna still say MJF. I just, yeah. If you you asking me, yeah, MJ. He said who will win? Yeah, MJF. I'm sorry. It's just I'm picking him regardless. I just feel like when it comes to somebody that finds a way out, finds a way to weasel their win, like finds a way to weasel to get the win. That's MJF,
Mhm.
bro. MJF all the way, all the way.
If I had to pick a dream match, and I know a lot of people have seen it, but I would like to see modern day Kenny Omega versus modern day Seth Rollins, and just to know the history between the both of them, and to know that there's like a whole four way between all of them, between him, Seth Rollins, and Brian Danielson from back in the day, that nobody talks about like that. I would like to see Seth Rollins versus Kenny Omega, even though it's happened before. It is my personal dream match.
So, what about you, Chris? You got a dream match you want to see?
Um, Will Osprey, greatest of all time,
Come
versus
on now.
Seth Rollins.
I feel that. I feel that
Yes, because these two has been going back and forth on social media,
for
and
so
a lot
long.
of like, yeah, and a lot of them, that's in the, I guess, in the WWE camp, I guess, um, are kind of upset that he chose AEW over WWE. But like once again, that's not something that we really need to talk about as far as like the tribalism. It's really it's wrestling. Like,
Yeah,
why would you get mad over that? But it is what it is.
it is what it is. Let's talk about this next segment, man, with John Moxley, man, and the Death Riders, man. Look, he challenged the Don Callis family. He spoke with the Death Riders. Okay, he said he doesn't like wolves because they're too needy, but he said he likes coyotes because they're adaptable against all odds, and they are survivors. Pat started talking about the Don Callis film and said, the Death Riders are different. So if they want to test this, they like to fight. So how about this Saturday on Collision? I said, man, come on, man. Man, I thought this was good, man. He said because the Death Riders won't be hard to find. Then Daniel Garcia followed up. He said, family is just a name and a title in the Don Callis family, but it's something that we are willing to live or die for. Moxie came back and addressed Takeshita. He said they aren't done and they're not walking away from this. So at Revolution, no time limits. Either you get me or I get you, but there must be a winner. as long as it takes. Man. I love this. Now, this I personally loved about this, man. This again, this is something that we was already talking about, man. The story that is behind. First of all, these are two heel type factions. I don't really think the Death Riders are even healed at this point. I think they're just kind of anti-heroes, doing what they want to do. But the whole Don Callis family, man, look, I've been said this, man. Look, y'all know how I feel about my man Don Callis. Man, let me just see some of them Don Callis slaps real quick.
Thing. Just got very rich from taking out Jet Speed, and it's Jake Doyle. This guy is an animal, and this guy is an animal, and we're gonna kill some people. That's what we're gonna do. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? This is gonna be great. Give me ready. Ow. Let's go out.
That man is diabolical with his slaps. Like, I'm not
telling you, just I loved it. Sometimes I'll be waiting for him to slap somebody again, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna lie. Oh man. But I love this. I loved everything about this. I love the story that they're telling. I love how long this has been going on for. I love how the fact how it really just started off with Don Callis and John Moxley being on commentary first, and then beefing on the commentary and talking all this, and then John Moxley getting on Don Callis' face. It stemmed from that, and now look how far this has gone. I loved every single second of this. Chris, what's your thoughts, man? What you think?
For me or BJ?
No, you, Chris.
Because you faded out, and I was just like, "Oh, what? Can you repeat the question, please?"
Yeah. No, I was talking. Yeah, I was talking about the whole thing with the Don Callis family and John Moxley and how that everything like stemmed from there. So how everything progressed from them, talking on, on commentary and how it's progressed to this story now. So what's your thoughts and what you think about this whole storyline?
People say heel versus heel doesn't really work. I think they're making it work now. They're making it work. It's an all-out war that's going on. As a matter of fact, we were talking about this in 2025, that the Don Callis family is going to get too powerful to the point where it's going to grab the Death Riders' attention. And we're seeing that right now as we speak. So I'm here for the all-out war. It's just like when we get closer to Double or Nothing, it's going to get more and more chaotic. Because remember that Anarchy match in Queens, that's going to be a show to watch. So I'm trying to make sure that I save up so I can go to a Double or Nothing in Queens. We'll talk about the other part later, but yeah, I'm here for it. I can't wait to watch Collision this Saturday.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be a banger, man. I can't wait. It's like the story just keeps getting better and better with this, man. I just personally don't think there's not a bad storyline. There's no bad story from this, and just like you were saying, man, like when they say two heels can't work, cap, because we're seeing two heel factions go up against each other, and we're getting great story out of it. It's like at this point, throw the babyface thing out the window. This is strictly just story, and I think they're really displaying that very well. BJ, what's your thoughts, man? What you think?
Well, I don't have much to say off of what Chris just said, but these stories where it's the dynamic of okay, it's not so much about heel versus heel per se, but this is about creating a good, well balanced story. I think that's what the Death Riders and the Don Callis family has done, because you can branch off into so many different feuds. From you can take your Hack and your Josh Alexander's. You can have a match with them. You can have a match with Claudio and a match with Andrade. You can have a match with so many different people, so many different I wish the Don Callis family had a woman member, so that way Marina could feud with her. But that's not happened just yet. But I definitely love this Death Riders and Don Callis feud. Mox and Takeshita, obviously, I think that's going to be a banger. I think that the catch is going to take the title off of Moxley, and then we'll get another generational match between him and Okada, and that's going to be a fantastic match. That's going to be a fantastic series of matches whenever that does happen.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Look, we gotta talk. We gotta keep going, man. Cause I ain't gonna lie, bro. This show again was
It was so
just
much.
extreme.
It was.
Yeah, so much. Like, and
There's a lot
again, like
going
we've been
on.
saying, I'm here for it. I'm here for it all. I really am. Let's talk about this next match, man. Look, I
Mm.
love this. Okay, we had, man, and if y'all don't know, we had part of the conglomeration come back. Okay. You're seeing how it was. You're seeing my man Ishii. You're seeing my man Orange Cassidy. You're seeing them going up against Clark Connors and Gabe Kidd. Now, I thought this was great. Gabe Kidd holding down Orange Cassidy. You see that Darby right there. You see Darby hitting Gabe Kidd in the back with the skateboard, okay? To the point to where he started brawling with this man, Gabe Kidd. And then also, you see what happened. That man, Ishii, getting the dub with Orange Cassidy. Man, come on. Over Clark Connors. This was a
Mm.
banger of a match, man. But let's flash forward to this right here. Josh Alexander, the Don Callis fight. Man, look, these guys were diabolical in so many ways. They already looking at this whole challenge that John Moxley and the Death Riders was doing. He was already saying stuff, and you're seeing what happened. Don Callis saying that he accepts. Now, the craziest thing about this is that we've seen that man Andrade. Okay, Andrade is literally challenging Claudio for that CMLL World Heavyweight Championship, and he said that would look pretty good on the mantle of the Don Callis family. And
Mm.
also, he did talk about how Kyle Fletcher's with his girlfriend. I said, "Yo, Don, these are your actual guys here." Talking about he's with his girlfriend to catch I said, man, come on, stop it. Stop it. But then Okada walking up, talking about how to catch this trash, this, that, and the third. I'm champion. I'm still here. I said, yo, come on, Okada. This is why you still one of my favorites, man, of all time, man. I just think he's doing great work. But let's talk about this real quick.
Oh,
Hook.
Jesus.
Chris,
Well,
why you make the what? What's wrong? You sick of Hook?
I have no comment. No comment.
Chris,
Can you
questions tell more stories than
you put a camera on the action real quick? Let me just say something real quick.
Okay.
Let me just get this time.
Speak your piece.
I'm gonna say this in the most respectable way, right? Just like what 50 Cent said to Ja Rule. When it comes to you being a gangster, we don't believe you. We really don't believe you at all. I don't know if he was talking from a teleprompter, but him being the boss, and you have to keep repeating it. You have to keep regurgitating it like every week that you're part of the bosses, and then I guess you're doing this, outsourcing, finding foot soldiers or whatever. I'm already over it. Yeah, I think I'm already over it already, and I'm at the point where I don't really care at this point. It was a very just dry promo, and I think maybe he should go to WWE at this point. And that's all I gotta say.
Damn. Sending them to the E, huh?
Yeah. He might
That's
be
crazy.
useful. He might be a Temu Seabiscuit. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah.
Oh my God.
But
BJ,
it's just not doing it for me. You know? I mean, that's where all the Temus go anyway. You know, you got a Temu Tony Storm. You have a Temu Storm. You got a whole bunch of stuff that's going on. No shade. But just stop laughing. You know?
Call him Timu and they said no shade. It's crazy, bro. Oh God, BJ, what's your thoughts, man? What you think about it?
All I'm gonna say is, hey, Eric, hit me with the Cuba Gooden. Hit me with the Cuba
Oh,
Gooden.
oh
Hit me with the
man,
Cuba
come
Gooden.
on,
That's all.
bro.
Just 1 minute. Oh,
You gotta be
I
kidding
never
me.
thought.
Now that promo was rough. I got love for Taz, so I stay off of I stay off his son's head. Pause. But
Yeah, that was crazy.
but
Mm.
however, uh, I'm hoping that they find a good place for the ops while Samoa Joe is nursing his injuries. Because Hook should not be the leader. But since they're the guy who would have been the leader is in another place, we got to just settle for Hook. I'm guessing.
You mean in catering?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh
In the
my
night,
God.
No
in
shade.
in
No
the
shade.
in the gluten free
Shade.
donut and all that stuff. Hey,
Doing photo ops, photo shoots, wondering like,
on
his goals for WWE, even though it's
on the chief of content's wife's podcast, but hasn't had a match on TV yet. Make
that's
that make
wild work.
sense.
That's wild work. Now remind you, this was supposed to be your alleged kid or later or whatever, and yet he's up there giving Santa Claus his wish list or whatever. That's probably not going to come true. But whatever.
So sometimes we don't get Santa Claus, but sometimes we get Jack Frost. That's exactly what he's going to
No.
about to get.
Chill out.
What?
That's Jeff Frost. Yo, y'all are crazy.
What? I mean, as long as Jim Ross stays the hell away from, well, he is in AEW. He's got 1 foot in the bed and 1 foot in the grave, but whatever. We are past, I guess, the racist. Well, can't say that.
Are we?
Right.
Are we really?
Period.
Are
Yeah,
we
I had to
Are
check
we
myself
really?
on that one. Yeah, we're definitely not. Definitely.
Mhm.
Still in Black History Month, and still haven't got the
Mhm.
shout out, from the E.
Hey, it's all right. It's all right. It's okay. Look, if AEW's doing it, that's good enough for me. For real.
Listen.
That's all that matters.
That is, man. That's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
But let's talk about this. The debut
Oh
of Alex
Lord.
Windsor. Alex Windsor and Jamie Hayter, new name, the Brawling Birds. Now, I thought this was interesting. I thought to myself, why the Brawling Birds?
Because they can't take Angry Birds.
That makes sense.
I think it's a British saying or something from what I saw.
Okay.
So, and trust me, I'm not a fan of it either. I thought they were going to be the English Angels or something that was like going to be like, because it's Jamie Hayter and Alex Windsor. I know they have far better creativity than coming up with a name like the Brawling Birds.
Yeah.
This smells like they were trying to pick out a name out of a pot and they just found the name.
This is Square Bear energy. I'm not gonna even lie. Like this is
Wait.
this
Square
is
Bear energy is
Square
crazy,
Bear
Chris.
energy. Like it's like you might as well just call yourself like the Temu Powerpuff Girls. I mean, you could have like did that, right? So it's like when we talk about like Hook shit. Oh, excuse me. Hook stuff was. Oh my god! Like you censoring me tonight because like I saw I got much love for your platform, but oh my god, like it's just this must have been a bad night because like that was rough. There was a couple of rough spots on Dynamite. This was one of them. I didn't pay attention. I intentionally went in the kitchen for almost 10 minutes during that match, so I did not have to watch it. It was just rough. I didn't care. Didn't want to care.
So am I the only one that loves these two English women enough to
You,
give them a little bit of
well, we
credit?
already know that you like vanilla milkshakes. We already
Yeah,
know that.
yeah. I ain't gonna lie,
Strawberry,
BJ.
strawberry,
Not,
strawberry, strawberry, strawberry,
you say
BJ.
that, but we know how you like your vanilla milkshake.
Yep.
If Star, if you
Yeah.
watch it, she'll tell you because you're not starving, remembering everything.
Yeah, and we know that
She
you're not
might be
starving
watching
because we
shit.
already know what you like to do with them pink toes, you know. But you know what?
Oh my god! All right, but listen. Oh my god,
No,
boy!
see, no shade.
Nope, no shade is
No,
crazy,
yeah,
boy.
the curtains are down.
Oh god! But we see what happened with the brawling birds, man. They had a little squash match. You seeing how they was looking. Honestly, who knows? I mean, I don't know, man. I wasn't too mad about it. Again, it's just the name. The name for me is just the brawling birds, man. And maybe it just got to grow on me. You know, like it's just
nah. Because if you gotta say that it's gotta grow on you, you doomed from the beginning. Like, I mean, it's over before it began. Like, straight up, brawling birds. Like, you might as well call yourself like the singing birds. I mean, the dirty birds. I mean, maybe that might be, you know. I mean, it's just like the brawling birds just doesn't do anything for me. You coming out there looking like a KFC chicken meal, like it doesn't. The only thing that you missing is a biscuit. That's it. You know.
Oh my god!
It's not doing it. It's not doing it for me. Like, I'm sorry, Jamie Hayter. I love her, but this is. You need to come up with another method or come up with another bird. Call yourself Hawks. Call yourself Prey. You know what? You could have called yourself like the Birds of Prey. You could have said that.
Damn, that'd have been tough. That'd have been tough. But they probably couldn't though. I wish I would have been for it.
DC.
Yeah. But they do got that connection with AEW. So maybe they could have.
That's very true. They are working with DC. Right.
Yeah. So they Birds of Prey, bro. That would have been tough. Who knows? They need to. Maybe if they go from because it seems like they're, faces right now, but if they go from face to heel and they change their names like we're the Birds of Prey, I'm like, oh, okay, we got something. Right.
Bring in some of that Harry Potter energy, you know.
I mean, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna land my plane. So, I mean, I did like the presentation, although there were some rough spots in the match. But obviously, I got love for Alex Windsor and Jamie Hayter as a tag team. So, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful for this tag team.
It's always better to be hopeful. I'll tell you. And that's the thing, man. I like, but I do like. Even when I kept watching it, I kept saying
Eric.
I kept saying the brawling birds. I was like, I don't know. Granted, this is a tag team division that's trying to build up. Okay. I think we just got to give this name some time.
You're gonna have some rough spots, right?
Yeah, not perfect. Yeah.
It's just like I said, you're coming out there looking like and this is a real bad combination. I really mean this when I say this. You look like a milk carton mixed in with some KFC. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like this gives me Popeye the Sailor Man type of energy, right? So it's excuse me.
That thing.
What do you mean? What the fuck? So I mean, like once again, I'm glad you asked that. See, the thing about this with milk is that it has an expiration date, just like their name. So that's why I just.
He said this ain't gonna age well. He said this ain't gonna age well.
Right. You're right. You know, just.
Eric, we gotta get to the next segment. We gotta get to the next segment.
What?
Yo, Chris, you on
Y'all
fire
should have
tonight,
brought me
boy.
on here, like dead ass. Y'all should have brought me on here. You know me. I'm gonna cut up, like for real.
I
'Cause
know,
I'm
I
sorry.
know. That's why
I,
I was like,
I
somebody. I was
love
like,
you,
I had to
Chris,
get
bro.
you, man. I had
I
to
love
get
you,
y'all on here,
Chris.
man.
Oh
I
Yeah.
had
man,
to, man.
this is why I
Oh
love
my.
this dude, bro. I love Chris, bro.
What?
Oh man. Hey, but since we talking about some of the women, right? Let's talk about this right here. Chris Statlander, okay, and the returning of Thunder Rosa. Now, Chris Statlander says she's not done with Tekla, that she wants her title back. And then again, Chris Statlander, Long Island's own, gotta love her. She says she's gonna be out for about a week to 2 weeks. Thunder Rosa says she's about to get her revenge on Tekla. Now, I'm not gonna lie. This one to me, I was like, all right, wait a minute. Hold on. Now, I love Thunder Rosa. I think Thunder Rosa is tough. Love Thunder Rosa when she was in NWA. Love to see what she did, all those years, and then want to work on AEW. Loved her matches against Britt Baker. Insane. But yeah, man, I mean, with Thunder Rosa coming back, it brings me some interest. But I'm like, Thunder Rosa helping Chris Statlander. Now, for me, I'm thinking, where was the connection there? Maybe that might have been something I missed from back before, but for some reason, I'm not remembering really too much of a connection between Thunder Rosa and Chris Statlander. I don't know if y'all remember anything, or
I mean,
because I feel like I'm a little lost on that.
the last time I remember them interacting was during the Owen, and that was that match they had during the Owen where Chris was kind of face, kind of heel. You couldn't really figure it out, but
The tweener, yeah.
yeah, and she was kind of mean to Thunder. So that's why I was like, so how did y'all get back cool? Because it seemed as if it was every woman for themselves doing the Owen. So I mean, I'm glad to see Thunder back. So I mean, that was cool to see, but I'm just wondering where the line is where they became cool again because I must have missed something.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. I don't see too much of a connection with this. Like that's why I feel like I'm lost. But Chris, you got any thoughts about this? What you thinking about it,
You're
man?
lost because we're all lost, right? I
Oh.
mean, this is literally they slap this together and just say, "Here's your pancake." No, you're not feeding that crap to me. You're not doing this. We're not doing this. You don't even have a backstory. You just slap this together. You bring this girl from the dead, and you just say, "Hey, I'm going to take over for you." Who asked you to be here? How
She
did you
doesn't
get
even
here?
go here.
You don't even go here.
She been in
Why are you
Mexico the whole
here?
time. She been in
And then I'm
Mexico
sorry,
and
Chris
everywhere
Stanlander.
else.
I'm sorry, someone in the back do not believe in Chris Stanlander to hold a belt.
Nah.
I really feel that. And the thing about it is, I don't know what it is. I don't know if she needs to turn heel, but it's just something dry about her, just like Hook. It's like when I look at them on TV, it's like I'm looking at dry dressing with raisins, and it's just I can't. I can't.
Chris,
I tr-
what befuddles me is the way that Chris
Somebody from
acts
the
on
hood.
yo. So what befuddles me, ladies and gentlemen of the audience of the viewing audience of the Twosome Nights, is that Chris Statlander presents herself one way in the interview, but then gets on TV, and I don't know why she presents herself entirely differently than what she does on the interviews and what she does on TV. I said, if you show this part of your personality on TV, this would actually help you. Because I'm like, she's nerdy, she's very athletic, and she has a lot of acquired taste interest that a lot of people will not have. I mean, she has clearly she has a love for anime, and they can use that.
and for aliens.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it seems as if I'm like, why don't you use the love that you have for anime and everything else, and create a whole new character for her. I mean, Madison Rain, I got love for Madison Rain, but she might need help. Cause see, uh, it just seems as if that they every time they do something big for Chris, it ends up dropping, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. I feel you, bro. I
I
don't
didn't
know,
mean to rant.
man.
I didn't mean to rant Eric, but like
No,
it's
no, you
just.
you good. I mean,
Mhm.
you got to speak your piece on it, man. That's all good. Let's talk about this, man. Kevin Knight going up against Beast Mortal. Nah, this was a banger. I mean, Kevin Knight is definitely again. Shout out to the long lost cousin, my man Kevin Knight. I always said if you a Knight, you a long lost one, man. Look, but this was great, man. Next an up and coming star. I mean, come on, man. But and
Mm.
we come on, bro.
My
Come
favorite
on,
light skinned men. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
man. Ricochet.
Yes.
We've been saying this all the time, man. Look, the demand. Okay,
when you're in
they
demand,
come
you
on.
make demand. You
They
make
make
demands,
demands,
man.
man. Look, Ricochet talking about he's finally about to put Jungle Jack Perry behind him, and he can focus on getting some gold. Bishop Khan, Toa talking about the victory from Kevin Knight against Beast Murder. They said since Jet Set Rodeo won on the AEW World Trios title, they haven't defended them. And I was like, yeah, low key, they not capping. And then Leone accepted Knight's challenge to defend this Saturday on Collision. Ricochet said they won't have that stupid name for much longer because on Saturday they are taking those AEW World Trio titles. As the demand walked away, now that what was interesting, they walked away, and when they got to their door, it was Jack Perry's knife on it. I thought that was pretty crazy. Man, I'm not gonna lie, because after this, we're gonna talk about the main event, and I know we're
Mm.
gonna have a ball talking about that one. But we just got to talk about this real quick, man, because this is against my man Ricochet. Got to talk about the demand, what's going on with Toa, my man Bishop
Mhm.
Khan. Shout out to Bishop Khan, killing it over in Ashe Wrestling as well. But yeah, this was good, man. Honestly, I would love to see the demand with the trios titles. I'm not going to lie. I love Kevin Knight and I love the speedball Mike Bailey, bro. Mike Bailey been one of my favorites for a good long, especially when he had that match with Kyle Fletcher. Yeah,
Mm.
insane. But yeah, I love this. I love this. And for people to say, "Oh, Ricochet has what? You can't talk on the mic." He just showed you. He's been showing you he can go on the mic since he got to AEW. Because when you give wrestlers something to really work with, or you let them actually try and show you how good that they are in their craft, this is what Ricochet is doing. This is the perfect example. I mean, come on, bro. Like it's well deserved, and I love to see what Ricochet's doing. But Chris, let me get your thoughts real quick because I know how you love Ricochet, the bald man. I know how you love about him. What's your thoughts, man? What you think about it?
Wait, what? Okay.
You
Anyway,
said it, not me.
so the wait about Ricochet, or are we talking about the
Was you talk? I
Kevin?
thought you were talking about Ricochet. Or was you
No,
talking
I don't
about?
have any No, I don't have any comments about that. I just think that Ricochet is on fire. Him and the band is just this is what they needed, and we'll probably talk
Yeah.
about more about this on the cookout, like probably maybe tonight or tomorrow, whatever, in the morning. But Ricochet just on fire, and I'm just loving the demand. The demand is like they literally said that we are tired of being a joke, and we are going to take AEW by the throat, and we're going to choke the living hell out of you. And I'm here. I'm here for it. Um, they need to win them trio championships because honestly, just Speedball. As much as I love him, as much as I love Kevin Knight, as much as I love Heyman Page, they're not doing shit with them titles, and it needs to
No.
go it needs to go into a container where you can store it and you can grow it and you can evolve from it. Right now, it's not. It's stale, and it's just. I'm sorry. Mm-mm. They need to win, but we already know they're not going to win because Jack Perry is going to probably interfere in that match.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. BJ, what's your thoughts? What you think about this whole thing, man?
Okay. Here's another frustration. This is one of the few minor frustrations I do have with the way they're doing the Ricochet stuff. I I thought that when he won the national title, that he was going to be more so off the AW TV and doing more so his defenses on other promotions. I know he's doing. I know he's been defending it a whole bunch. I think he's going to defend it in New Japan as well. I thought when he became the national champion that he was going to be a little bit off TV a little bit more. I feel like we're seeing him a lot more since he won the title. And I was like, well, I thought they were going to create some scarcity and then bring him back. But other than that, this is a great segment. I do also concur with my brothers that the man should be trios champions. That's been one of my predictions going back from 2025. So I definitely do think that should happen. Um, and also I'm not particularly the biggest fan of them continuing to do the Jack Perry angle. I would think that they will bring in some of his other challengers and maybe mix it up a little bit. But that's one of the few frustrations I have with that at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel y'all, man. I ain't gonna cap, bro. Like it is one of those things where I do need to see them with a trios. Like honestly, like I like Jack Perry and not not even Jack Perry. I like what Adam Heyman Page and Speedball and Kevin Knight's been doing, but it is kind of like a random trio to me. Like if I'm thinking about trios, I would say like the Hurt Syndicate, MVP, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin. You know what I'm saying? But the Demand, I feel like as a trio, they are probably one of the strongest with the most, like the strongest group with the most momentum going for them right now. So I do feel like they need to have it because if it's not them, your closest next bet would probably be either the Death Riders or the Don Callis family to take those trios titles back.
Unless the Rascals get them. I mean, I
I
would
can
even
see
let the
that
Rascals
Rascals
too.
get
too.
them
Yeah, I can
because
see that.
in my personal opinion, in terms of like the trio that I would love to see, I would love to see the Rascals get it and to see what their run will look like. 'Cause I think that they're new, they're fresh, and it will bring some much needed life into that trios division because that trios
Yeah.
division is one of the few divisions in that on the AW roster where I'm like, if they I don't know what it is, they just need to find the right thing and stick to it.
hmm Or even I was thinking about it too, even like Skyflight. Like
Yeah,
Skyflight really hasn't really been, they've been doing some stuff on Collision,
Yeah.
but they just they need a little bit more. Something
they
about
need
it,
to.
man.
To me, they just need to me. They would improve more if they were on TV doing more of the trio stuff. In my personal opinion,
Yeah.
because I think that Scorpio Sky would be a great trio champion along with Dante and Darius Martin. But they need to improve on. I don't know what it is for Skyplay, but they need to. There's something somewhere we need to improve. I
Yeah.
really don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know neither. But now let's talk about this main event, fellas. I can't wait to talk about this one. Look, I had to get this. I had to make sure I got this on a picture right here. You
Mm.
see what's going on. Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay. Now, Kenny Omega was Swerve Strickland. Look, this was crazy. Okay, you see what happened. Now, I watched this a few times. Now, this was intentional. Swerve literally grabs Ref Aubrey. And I said, what? And Kenny Omega hitting Ref Aubrey with a V trigger. I said, oh man, come on. Kenny felt bad. Honestly, with Swerve hitting his finisher, finishing the match. Now the man won the damn match. You thought this was it. We thought this was over. Hell no. You see what was going on. Okay. Swerve beating the hell out of Kenny Omega, taking the chain, hanging Kenny. I said, man, you are crazy for this one, man. And then continuing the attack, Brian Danielson yelling, telling Swerve, you don't need to do this. Tony Schiavone sitting there telling him, look, you can't get involved. I said, yo, you got to chill, man. And then This man Swerve puts Kenny Omega through the table. And it's to the point where Swerve is telling the camera, I need this. I needed this. And this is the finish right here. The story. I mean, these men told a story in this match that had so many layers to it. I think the end, we seen this man Swerve immediately turn heel. And honestly, I ain't gonna, you know what, BJ? I ain't gonna cap, bro. This one did give me those rock chills.
Looks
Rock
like he's
chill.
playing pocket pool with himself.
I think the third one is the one that gets me when it's just like that one to me is
Right.
hilarious.
Nice.
But yeah,
Right.
yes, stupid. Man, this was a banger, man. And honestly, seeing Swerve turning heel, and I remember Mid South and Enforcer was talking about this last night. We was talking about this on the cookout. It made sense for his music being different. Like everything that it came into full fruition. I loved it. First of all, it was so poetic. Swerve talking about, I needed this. I needed this. I needed this. He said that in the beginning of the show. Then after putting Kenny through that table, he's saying the same thing again. Yeah, I'm for this, man. Look, again, Swerve, I think hands down, probably one of the top two guys in the company, top two stars in AEW right now. And I feel like it's shown because you just took out Kenny Omega, the wrestling guy. Man, look, I'm happy for Swerve. I love Swerve. I love the work he's been doing. And honestly, I think this was a huge surprise. See, my man King, come on, John. I feel that. I was surprised for the we all was. Because in my opinion, I thought once the match was over, Swerve was done. But then you coming back beating the hell out of Kenny, well, I mean, come on. Crazy work. Crazy work. BJ, I'm going to go to you first, and then I'm going to let Chris, because I know you got something to say about this one. So, BJ, what's your thoughts, man? What you think?
I'm gonna echo the same thoughts I had in my video about my review about this. This was the Swerve we needed. This was the Swerve that we needed. And to me, from the moment he came back in full gear, I said, there's going to be something that is going to change about this man. I didn't know what, but I said, something is going to change about Swerve. So to go on this ride of him saying, you know what, I want to be champion again. And then him taking this aggressive route that he's been taking. And this match with Kenny Omega was a banger, 10 out of 10. It's in my match of the year list already. And Aubrey Edwards, you are a G for taking that bump the way that you did. So I'm hoping
trigger
that,
boy to the face, to the dome.
yes. So I really enjoyed this match. Obviously, as a Swerve Strickland fan, I loved the heel turn. That vertebraker on the table, just fantastic. I'm gonna use a Federation word. It was cinema. And this was just everything that you could ask for in a main event match. Everything you could ask for.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. Chris, what are your thoughts, man? What you think about this whole thing?
So remember, like earlier in the show, I told y'all that it's this definitely gave Stone Cold Steve Austin vibes when he beat The Rock at WrestleMania 17. It's because we'll talk about it earlier as well.
Is it me?
Is it me?
Uh-oh. Chris?
Chris?
Oh man, this is crazy. Done got left with a cliffhanger. Uh-oh. It's okay. We're gonna get Chris back in a minute. That's just the first.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna give Chris a little few minutes to come back for a second,
Yeah. We'll be
see what
back in.
happens.
Chris will be back in the jiffy, yo. Chris will be back in the jiffy.
Yeah, he'll be back. He'll be right back. He'll be right back. Well, I think we're gonna get him back. I think he might be straight now. Is he good? Yep, he's
What
there. He's there.
happened?
I don't
I
know.
don't
If
know,
you
man.
froze, you froze.
Then you froze for like 10
Oh,
seconds. 10 seconds. Go ahead and finish your
okay.
thought.
So here's the thing. Once again, this gave me psycho paranoid Steve Austin at WrestleMania
Mm.
13 when he beat The Rock, whatever. But more importantly, the message behind the hanging, right, of Kenny Omega. It was almost like he was giving us a shout out. Like, this is the reparations for Black people. Like, after what you did, even though Kenny is Canadian, but at the same time, it symbolizes, like, he care about our Black history. He even said this shit on social media as well. He's like, Happy Black History Month, reparations, us being disrespected. He's tired of the BS. Like, it was all in one. Like, the storytelling, the like giving Black people shout outs, type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I still say this is that Swerve is the representation, Black representation that we need but don't deserve. Because number one, this man sitting up here giving, like, literally telling the story about him being the first African American and that he is going to take AEW by storm. And yet, none of us even celebrate him. They don't celebrate him because he is not in the company of their choosing, right? So people don't talk about him. So he's like, okay, then I'm gonna start making waves. And Swerve has been doing that ever since he got that world championship. No. Ever since he got in AEW, he been just putting out statements like all over the place. He said, I'm gonna beat you, I'm gonna beat you. This man beat the whole entire elite, the whole executive
Come on.
branch, like beat them all. Something that no one has done in AEW, and that man is a nigga on top of that. Something that we do not see in professional wrestling, especially from an African American. And that's why I asked the question, is he truly the face of AEW? We're going to have to start asking that question and start debating that question, because like he is up there. And also I want to talk about Heyman Page. Remember what I also said, that Kenny Omega is not going to be at Revolution. So then that leaves Swerve open. So Swerve, depending on like what happens, I think Swerve is probably going to go into hiding, or he's going to do like little vignettes. But I think what's probably going to happen is that I think Swerve is going to help Heyman Page, and both of them are going to turn heel. I really believe that. And they're going to go on a power trip like Nina said last night on the cookout, that we believe, and I think wholeheartedly that this is going to happen, that they are going to turn heel and they're going to go on a power trip. Like, it's going to be ugly. It is going to be ugly. So I just really feel got to pay attention. Swerve is going to say some stuff next week, and it's definitely going to be not only about his struggles, like why he turned heel, but also he's going to go after Booker T as well. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna be straight as an arrow with y'all about this. Swerve's character has been an inspiration to me throughout the years. So to see him go from Isaiah Scott, as I've said on this podcast numerous times, this man was Isaiah Scott in NXT. And then he went to being the man that he is now. Swerve Money Making Strickland. That's what I call him. And
Mm.
for him to come out there and just have great match after great match after great match, beat Hangman in a Texas Death Match. Had one of the best steel cage matches with Hangman. Um, I mean, it's almost undeniable. Well, it is undeniable that Swerve is one of the biggest stars, if not the biggest star in AEW. And not and for me, he's on my Black Wrestler Mount Rushmore. And for me as a young black man, to see somebody who represents me not only on TV, but he's doing it in a way where it's pretty cool to see. So I think that's why, somebody like Swerve Strickland matters to the AEW audience.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, man. I 100% agree with both of y'all, man. Like I've been saying this for a long time. I think when it comes to Swerve, the mountains that this man has climbed, just the achievements that he has done, I don't think it can go unnoticed. Especially if we're talking about black wrestlers, period. Um, I think he's been doing that. And I think, it is kind of sad to see. It's really sad to see when Booker and this whole thing with Booker and Swerve, this whole thing going. It's
And
sad, man.
it's been going on for years, and I wish that they would just have a sit down
Yeah.
and
No,
literally shake hands about this whole thing.
I
Cause I love
disagree.
both. Cause I love both guys. You know,
I disagree. I think what we need to do is start fighting back against the trash that's in professional wrestling. A lot of people are a lot of folks are too accepting to the BS that is going on in professional wrestling. And like once again, I don't want to like acknowledge the comment that just came up or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So like
Yeah.
once again, if it's total crap, then why would you sit back and just watch a show that you do not like? See, that's the crap that I'm talking about. Why are you sitting there? You hate watching the show. That's like the uncircumcised Cheeto literally sat here and said that he's not going to watch the halftime show, but sat there and watched the halftime show and said he disliked it. Then you say you wasn't going to watch it. Same thing to Viscera or whatever his name is in the comment section. I'm like, if you don't watch, if you don't like it, don't watch it. But anyway, going back to my point about Booker T and Swerve, no, Booker T needs to be called out. He been treading on the line of like, I'm safe here, whatever. No, he needs to be called out. And I'm praying that Swerve, when he said he's trademarking bad habits, which Booker T said about Swerve, that Javon Evans need to throw out the bad habits, whatever, saying that Swerve was a bad habit. I want him to have a T-shirt saying "bad habits" trending worldwide.
I feel that.
I
feel
you know what
that.
I'm saying? Like, it's like sometimes, when people disrespect you, they don't like you, they don't respect you. They don't like you because you are a threat to them. You are a threat to their existence. Even though you didn't put your hands on them, you basically tried to like put it out there like, I care about your career. Even though these snowflakes don't care about your career, but I care about you, and yet you still going to come after me, which is diabolical. That is what Booker T did to Swerve. So at this point, I don't care about what happens to Booker T at this point. I don't care if Booker T gets called out. I don't care if Booker T gets his feelings hurt because of a freaking award. I'm like, yes, you are a predator at the end of the day. You are. Who told you to whip your D out while somebody doing a special move? That's predator energy. So if you get mad about that, then that says a lot about you. So I'll let my play with that.
I feel that. I feel that, man. Look, it ain't capping though. What you about to say,
yeah.
BJ?
What I was gonna say is, now and I got love for Chris. This is where like him and I have had conversations about this, and I've always seen his perspective when it comes to his issue with Booker. So, when it comes to just like the representation aspect, I would just love for us as black men is to see them have a honest conversation and be able to say, you know what, maybe there's some places where I've gone wrong, there's places where you've gone wrong, and maybe we can find a way to squash this. But I don't know if that's ever gonna happen
You
because
can't be honest with somebody that's not honest.
right, right,
You
right,
you can't. It's just it doesn't work. Both people have to come to the table and they got to be real with them. They got to be real with themselves and they got to be real with the issues. If you are not going to be real, then you can't be honest with me. And I'm sorry, it's just not going to work because you're going to sit back and smile in my face and then talk about me on social media.
right,
Y'all
right,
literally
right.
could have had a phone call, but yet you can't be going. Now, if he had the issue with Swerve about the bad habits, why you didn't give him a call? Why you have to put it on air? Why you have to put it on wax? But like
Yeah,
as you've seen, it's been quiet so far. But if Swerve turn up the intensity, you already know that these drone puddle boys and girls are going to have a comment about this because you know they're very
yeah.
moist. So
Yeah,
It,
yeah,
yeah, it
the
happens. Yeah.
the blindsided loyalty to WWE, and I hate going down this diatribe today. The blindsided loyalty of me as WWE fans continues to amaze me. It continues to amaze me.
it's very
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, it gets really weird. I mean, MJF said it too. He said that. He said, if you just, you trying to be loyal to a company and you just saying all this stuff and you're not even watching, he said, that's just pretty, he said, for one, you're weird. And I said, 100%.
And
You
then
just, yeah.
he even addressed how fans don't like shouldn't be caring that much about ratings. That we had too many conversations about ratings. In that interview with Chris Van Vliet, he was like, "Yeah, these fans care too much about ratings, entirely too much about
Too
ratings."
much.
Yeah,
No,
way
and
too
don't know the
much.
first damn thing about ratings. They don't even
That's
know
what's
how they work.
crazy. They just see the numbers and say, see, look, they have more ratings here. And it's like that is not what pro wrestling is about at all. Like it's a terrible brainwashing thing to where it's like that's what y'all if you're talking about ratings, you're talking about all this other stuff. That's not what pro wrestling is. I'm sorry. Pro wrestling is what is told in the ring. Everything that AEW is doing, that's pro wrestling. We shouldn't be focusing on this other BS that is happening. So yeah, I agree, man. It's to the point really where it's like y'all don't even make this fun with this kind of ridiculousness. Like it's stupid. It's stupid. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
for that, yeah, it's just that stupid. This is how much y'all are pissing me off.
I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this.
For real. Dead serious. Dead serious. I couldn't. You know what? Florida.
Damn.
Y'all get on my damn
Damn.
nerves with this. It's ridiculous. It really is. Man, I'll tell you. But as always, please make sure y'all follow all of our social medias. Man, I tell y'all this all the time. Y'all already know what it is. Facebook, we on that. X, we on that. Instagram, we on that. TikTok, we on that as well. Hey, appreciate the love and support y'all been throwing to us, man. Look, I appreciate all of it. TikTok, y'all been going crazy with my one of the videos with my man Javon Evans' dad. So I'd love to see that from you guys. That was going pretty viral yesterday. But yeah, appreciate all the love and support. Appreciate it. I couldn't be more thankful. Chris, again, you killed it today, as I knew you would. BJ, we had him on here. Look, if it wasn't for you guys on TikTok, I wouldn't have you guys on here right now. But look, make sure y'all love the content. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and we're going to keep giving you that content the exclusive way. Come on, man. Y'all already know what it is. Hey, but we talked about a lot of the great things that happen on AEW. Yeah, we talked about a few things that was a little staggering. Okay, with the brawling bird. I don't even know. I don't even know. But some of the greatness that happened with MJF and Adam Hangman Page, the greatness of the heel turn of Swerve. And of course, with the women, with the fatal four-way match, man. Y'all already know what happened, man. We had my man BJ on here. Y'all know what it is when we get BJ up on here on Nighttime. And we had my man Chris Dilworth. Okay.
Don't do that. You know that you close. Dilworth. Come on.
Dilworth. Come on. I had to make sure I got it right. I had to make sure.
Hey,
From the
I ain't
Hills for
gonna- I
Life
ain't-
podcast, man.
Yeah, I thought his name was Delworth. So to know
I mean, it
it's
is
Dilworth.
like it's spelled out the way it sounds, like Dilworth. Not
Dilworth,
Dilworth. Dilworth.
Dilworth.
Big
Dilworth.
D.
But anyway,
Fuck
I'm
it.
your humble host, your man, your myth, your legend, Eric Knight. We had BJ on here. We had my man Chris on here because we are the exclusive nights, and we always make sure that we are the best there is, the best there was, and the best that ever will be. And to always ensure that your nights will never be the same. Y'all be good. Y'all be safe. Y'all be blessed. Because y'all know the right time is always nighttime.